The home opener in front of the faithful, and the team steps up and performs. What's going on, guys? Game wrapped up about half an hour ago, and that was good, guys. That was really good. I'm happy. All Seahawks fans should be happy. We had a complete performance. We had a performance that included a lot of things that I didn't know if we had or not, and I think a lot of fans didn't know if we had. But we handle our business at home. It's good to know that playing at home still means something for these guys because, last year when we were losing games at home to the Redskins and getting blown out by the Rams and losing to the Arizona backups, I was like, home field advantage doesn't mean shit anymore for these guys. But they went out there and they handled it, 24-13, and I don't want to say that last touchdown was garbage time, but it was desperation time. I mean, when you go up 24-6 in the fourth quarter, you're not going to get a ton of credit from me when you register a couple of decent drives. So, look, being straight real, I think we just beat up on a pretty shitty team. I don't see much of anything with the Cowboys. They seem like they're poorly coached. They have a ton of gaping holes on their roster. I don't see much with that team, but it still feels good to see your team play well and win. And we did see that today. Offensively, Wilson controlled the game. He didn't have an amazing day, but he controlled the game, and he didn't make any big mistakes. We were able to have an offensive system. I mean, Chris Carson did not play an amazing game either, if you're being honest. He averaged 3.2 yards a carry. A lot of those carries were just running into the line of scrimmage for no gain, but there was some structure there that we've been lacking because we've been abandoning the run. So, salute to Chris Carson for playing the best game of his young career. Salute to him for getting a 100-yard game, his first ever. It wasn't pretty at all the way we got here, guys. 32 carries for 102 yards is not going to win you very many games, but it was what we needed today, and against a tough Dallas front that was winning a lot of their battles, we grinded out enough to control this game on the ground. And, sorry to Rashad Penny. I like Rashad Penny well enough. I think he's going to be good one day. This can be your team right now, Chris. This is your ground game to control until Penny gets up to speed, because I think missing the preseason really messed with him a little bit. And I'm just really happy with the way the offense played out there today. That first quarter, it was kind of ugly. Brandon Marshall was dropping passes. We were definitely leaving some points on the field out there. It could have been the same old Seahawks, but starting in that second quarter, we got some things going, and we did a really good job of not looking back. We had 3 sustained offensive drives in this game. Jaron Brown made a stupid mistake to start the game with the running into the punter penalty, but he made up for it with a touchdown grab later and another first down catch later in the game. Marshall, like I said, dropping passes. I really don't like how much we have to use Brandon Marshall with no Doug Baldwin, but we're stuck with it until Baldwin gets back, and we might even be stuck with it after that. Lockett, that's the perfect Tyler Lockett game, guys. He busts one big play, he makes a couple other good catches, and we're coming away from this one thinking he's a baller. He can do it all at wide receiver. He's not just a deep threat. He's not just a one-trick pony. He can do it all at the receiver position, and he's had a really good start to the season, proving that he deserved to get paid that money. Offensive line with 2 backups out there. The middle of that offensive line is soft, and they gutted out 2 sacks on Wilson. One of them had nothing to do with the offensive line. I don't even really think it was a sack, but whatever. Great game. Really, really good. I'm happy. All around on the offense. Worst I can say is Marshall was dropping passes, and that's Brandon Marshall for you. Brandon Marshall drops frickin' passes. That's just what it is. Defense. Like I said, guys, this was a really complete game. Bobby came back, was big on a lot of those plays. Earl, obviously player of the game, player of the century. I give up, guys. It's time to pay him his money. I was resistant to it. I was like, I don't really want to give him all that money. I don't want to do it. It feels kind of icky when he's 29 and he keeps getting hurt. It's time. If we end up regretting it later, then so be it. It's time to give that guy his money. For all the bullshit we have to put up with him sometimes in the the middle of the week, we're getting stuff like that out there on the field, in the games. It's time. Kendricks. I don't know how much longer we're gonna have Kendricks. I would not be surprised if he was gone this week, but good game. Jerron Reed. I mean, the main thing in this game that took me by surprise was our pass rush. We got after Dak Prescott all day. Frank Clark made Tyron Smith look washed up. Frank Clark was getting off the ball like a bullet. He was like this close to jumping off sides like 5 times today, but just timing the snap perfectly. He had a sack. He forced another sack. Jerron Reed got credit for a sack that Frank Clark had 98% of the work on. Mingo had the easiest sack of his life. We got after Dak, and we hit him like 12, 13 times today, I think. So that I didn't know we could do, but today we proved it. Shaquille, good game. Shaquem, good tackle on special teams in the fourth quarter. McDougald, guys, McDougald, we signed that dude for 3 years, $13.5 million, and he's out there balling. He's out there killing it right now. Through 3 games, Bradley McDougald, incredible discount we got on that guy for the production we're seeing through 3 games. He forced a fumble. He had a big pass deflection on 3rd down. Obviously, the 2 picks against Denver are what show up on the stat sheet, but those guys are absolutely killing it out there, and I didn't like McDougald that much going into this season. I wasn't sure about that contract extension we gave him. I was okay with it, but that dude's a steal. The only guy on defense you can even really point to a little bit is Trey Flowers, who got picked on, but Trey Flowers is going to get picked on for a while, guys. There's just not anything we can do about it until we get until he gets some experience. It's just what it is. Quentin Jefferson hit the quarterback 4 times today. I don't know if he's hit the quarterback 4 times in his whole career leading up to this game. I don't know, guys. I'm pretty happy. I know we beat up on a shitty Cowboys team. I don't give them very much respect at all. I don't see. I mean, they got terrible wide receivers. We were giving them some plays out there, and they still couldn't make them. Tavon Austin couldn't make anybody miss the whole game. Michael Gallup, I think, maybe made 1 play out there. And, their hyped Dallas defense, which had played well through 2 games, they did some good stuff. I don't know, not even really impressed there. I mean, they completely blew the coverage on Lockett's 50-yard touchdown. That was a joke. I mean, Lockett, credit to him for making the play, but that was a joke by the Dallas defense. I mean, you run that cover 2 and the safety is not even close to the guy streaking down the sideline. And even for the Cowboys offense, it's like they had a lot of success with Zeke. Zeke had well over 100 yards, 8 yards a carry. They kept getting themselves in situations where they couldn't use them because they had no passing game. They just couldn't do anything through the air until basically garbage time. So the fact that Zeke had all those yards, they couldn't use him when they needed him the most. They kept finding themselves in 2nd and long, 3rd and medium, and bad stuff happened. So it seems like they're just a team that keeps putting themselves in bad situations. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh my God, this team is so good now. We beat up on a team that has a ton of problems, but we played well, okay? Who forget the opponent, forget the situation. We played well, and I'm going to obviously say more on Tuesday with what this means long term, but we got a lot of guys on this team who are playing better than I expected. Earl, McDougald, Jerron Reed through 3 games, you would say, is playing above his head. Frank Clark, I was on the fence about that dude, but that guy is a stud, and if we can't keep him this offseason, it's going to be because somebody's going to give him all the money in the world. It's not going to be because we don't want him, because that guy was killing it today against Tyron Smith. All right, guys, comment down below. I mean, our season is not saved. We're not going to cruise to the playoffs or nothing like that. I'm not saying anything like that, but we haven't seen this team win in a little bit, guys. We've lost 3 in a row going into this game. We've gone 1-5 in our last 6. I just want to see the team win. They did it. So go Hawks. Taking care of business. Good game. Cardinals next week, and we might get a look at Josh Rosen instead of Bradford, which I don't know if I really like that, but more on that later. Only thing. What was going on with Michael Dixon today? Not a good game by Dixon. Not a Hall of Fame day. What was up with that? Get it together, man. You're our best player. You're gonna carry us to wherever we go. Check me out on Twitch tonight. I'm gonna be on Twitch tonight after the Patriots-Lions game probably. You can come talk to me if you want to. World of Final Fantasy is the flavor until I beat it. And maybe I'll see some of you guys there. Go Hawks.